the Northwest Weather Podcast from Fox 13 Seattle.
Hey everybody, I'm Chief Meteorologist Brian McBell. This is the Northwest Weather Podcast. I'm joined today by our traffic guru, Adam Gerke. This is episode 20, I believe, Adam.
20.
Yes, 20. And a special episode at that because we are going to be talking about Thanksgiving weekend and Thanksgiving travel.
Yes.
This is a big weekend for a lot of people. And in some ways, kind of a Super Bowl weekend of traffic in a way, right?
It sure is. 82 million people heading to the roads across the country this weekend. And so that includes plenty of pass travel. That includes roughly the state ferries estimating 300,000 folks across the state ferry system this entire weekend, over the next 5 days. So, I mean, there is a lot going on.
A lot going on. So let's get right into your weather headlines. And let's talk a little bit so far about November here weather-wise. You know what? It's overall been a pretty good month for us in regards to average rainfall, and temperatures have been relatively warm overall as well. Let's see if I can get into it, if it's going to work on me. There it goes. Hey, there it goes. You know, sometimes when Adam and I click our buttons and we click them once and it doesn't work, and then we click it a bunch and then it advances. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It just needs to catch up sometimes. I love it. Yeah. Here's a look at our rainfall totals for the month so far, about 5¼ inches. Guess what? A typical November so far? 5¼ inches. Yeah. We're just about perfect, right where we should be. And as we head through the rest of the day today, and this is being recorded on Wednesday, we're going to be looking dry. This is a day to go run your errands, go get your food if you haven't done that already. By the way, when did you do that?
The food, I actually picked up the turkey yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Ordered the turkey for Tuesday, got it, and now it's brining.
It's brining. So I start my brining process when I get home after work today. That's what I do. Okay. Well, then later on tonight, the rain comes in. This will only be rain, okay, for the Cascades. It might be a rain and snow mix up at Stevens Pass, perhaps White Pass too, but you're not going to get that snow like we had yesterday. We had 14 inches of snow yesterday at Stevens Pass.
Wow.
A good dumping for us.
And it actually did hammer US too. Drivers got into a number of collisions at the pass.
Yeah. And so, tomorrow, back to rain. We're going to stick with that all day long. And again, no issues over the passes. So if you are traveling, you might see some snowflakes, but it's not going to be all over the road, just, treacherous like it was yesterday. By the way, Snoqualmie and White Passes both got 4 to 6 inches. Blewett Pass also had about 4 to 6 inches as well.
And that makes sense. All of them, with the exception of Snoqualmie Pass, currently, as of the moment we're recording this, now this can always change, have been with traction tires advised.
Yeah.
We saw Stevens get up to traction tires required and changed for the big rigs, but even that got downgraded a bit. And Snoqualmie Pass has just been bare and wet. So that hasn't even had an advisory for the last couple of days.
That's great. That's great. I mean, we can't beat that. For Thanksgiving week, it was so many people on the roads. Snow levels are going to remain pretty low or pretty high, relatively high, I guess, compared to yesterday. Bouncing between about 4,000 to 6,000 feet coming up over the next 36 hours. That's kind of the sweet spot where we're going to see some rain. Yeah. So not down to Snoqualmie Pass like it was yesterday. So good news there. It'll be above Stevens Pass, above White Pass. And again, you can catch some snowflakes in the air in this situation, but it's not going to be sticking to the roads. Roads are going to be a little bit too warm, and then we dry out Friday through Sunday. So it's just kind of a perfect weekend here. So today and tomorrow, your travel outlook, it looks like this. We're going to be looking at dry conditions through most of the day today, and then later on tonight, we get wet again. For British Columbia, up to I-5 north up to Canada, no problems. In fact, it'll probably be dry the whole drive unless you're going real late because that rain's coming in from the south. If you're heading south into Oregon, that's where you'll meet the rain at some point in the afternoon hours because all that's coming from Oregon. But other than that, not a bad drive today. I mean, come on, today's your day to do it. Then to Spokane, wet roads. To Wenatchee, you may run into some snow or ice in some spots. But you know what? That was earlier on this morning. I think as the day goes on, as those roads heat up with that solar, kind of solar radiation that, heating up the roads, we're going to be looking even better along US 2. And 101 also looking good, Adam. So, you know what? Can't beat all this. Temps in the upper 40s and low 50s today around the entire Pacific Northwest. You're going to be looking at just very normal temperatures for this time of year.
Axl Rose would be singing about the cold November rain, and it is coldish, but it's not snow.
Up in the upper Midwest, and as you get into the North Plains, it's going to be really chilly with temperatures down into the 20s. And overall this weekend just looks really great. Friday, Saturday, Sunday all look dry. We're going to stay dry until the middle of next week. So really nice forecast for us, Adam. And, overall, traffic-wise, the peak times? When should you not be hitting the road?
Well, WashDOT would be saying right now their eye on high volumes is between 10 a.m. and about 4 p.m. Historically speaking and anecdotally speaking, from what I have seen, this day, Wednesday before Thanksgiving, is the busiest, and it is busy until 7:30, almost 8 o'clock at night on some of the key stress points we see, getting in through Everett, getting in through JBLM, heading across the mountain passes. Those are the really big tight spots we have to watch for. And I see that going through the evening tonight. Then we'll get a break tomorrow. Usually tomorrow, Thursday, is Dullsville. Like, there is nobody driving, especially trying to get over there. I mean, everyone is already pretty much where they're at, or the commute it's a non-commute. Friday, Saturday, they're kind of meh days. Sunday, the return day. That's the big one.
Big one, right?
And the really dicey spots we watch for, again, are the same spots. I-5 getting in through JBLM, I-5 in through Everett and Marysville, and then I-90 and US2 coming back across the mountains. But as you've pointed out, we don't have as much to worry about with our mountain passes the way things are kind of forecasted right now.
It's always amplified when you have to deal with the weather. I mean, there's always going to be people on the roads, during these busy times. But then when you bring in some nasty weather along with it, that's when things get really, really tough. So, well, be safe out there, everybody, okay? And enjoy the holiday. It should be kind of a cozy day tomorrow. Earlier in the week, we were forecasting some breezy winds. It just doesn't look breezy tomorrow, and so things are going to be fine. Be careful traveling over the passes. We just talked to the folks at the Washington State ferries, by the way.
Yes.
And what did they have to say?
Well, 300,000 folks expected to be riding the ferries, and the majority of them moving in the westbound direction today and tomorrow. And that's getting in. It's on all the major routes and heading to the islands. And then they anticipate seeing folks returning on Saturday and Sunday as well. So we're going to see some increased wait times. And really, it's just one of those things. You can get reservations on some boats, but even then, I think the reservations are starting to wear out.
Yeah.
So it really is, again, and it's overused, but pack your patience.
They even said that in your interview this morning. Yeah. And I mean, it's just one of those things. Everybody's trying to get somewhere. It's not just you.
Yeah.
So, get out there, be safe, enjoy the holidays with your family, and have a great week. And next week, Alona McCauley and Claire Anderson are going to be taking over the podcast, so you get to hear from them coming up here next Wednesday. In the meantime, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining us on the Northwest Weather Podcast. We'll catch you next week.
Northwest Weather is available wherever you get your podcast.